Hey everybody, how's it going? Timmeister here, and welcome back to Bixton. In today's episode, we're going to be fixing traffic, or at least trying to, because traffic has always sort of plagued Bixton and its surrounding cities, and traffic, I feel, is getting worse over time. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? As your city grows and you kind of lag behind in infrastructure upgrades, traffic tends to get a little bottled up in certain areas, and in Bixton, you don't have to look very far to find out where those traffic pain points are. For example, if we go here in Bedford, you can see that there's some traffic jams over here. There's also quite a few here in Quincy Harbor. So in this episode, I am going to be addressing the worst parts of traffic in the Bixton area. And let's just take a look here at our traffic info view so we can get a better idea of the traffic situation. Keep in mind, it is almost noon at this point, so we're far from rush hour, but as you can imagine, during rush hour, traffic gets a lot worse in the city. So right now, you know, things are not looking too bad. We have a couple of red spots dotted around the map, but one area that really stands out to me is this main arterial highway running from Quincy Harbor to downtown Bixton is just always painted red. There's never a time of day that this stretch of highway is green. And one area in particular that's notoriously bad is this stretch of road here. So the Butler Highway. This as well, there's never a time of day where this is not congested. More specifically, this junction over here, this intersection is just constantly backed up. It's actually looking pretty good right now, but it's not uncommon for this interchange to just back up all the way to the highway during rush hour. So this is one of the worst parts in the city that we're going to have to address. And before I do, it's quite obvious why this intersection is a problem. So before you make any infrastructure fixes, you have to learn and sort of study what the problem is with any particular piece of infrastructure. And in this area, you don't have to look too deeply to realize that the problem is that all of these folks here who live in Western Bixton and Bedford are being funneled to this road. So we have some buses that are going into this area that are being funneled along this road. So of course this is causing major traffic delays for the bus network, and just general traffic as well is almost all being funneled into High Street so they can make their way either to the highway or, you know, onto downtown. There is a number of other arterial roads that service the Western Bixton area, but they just seem a little bit less accessible. And, you know, with the whole behavior of traffic in city skylines, it's probably just an easier route to go through here, which is causing all of this congestion. So I think I have a good solution here in mind for this area, and it involves, I guess, a very North American approach. We're just gonna add more lanes, right guys? That fixes everything. So I think the best solution for this particular interchange or intersection rather is going to be placing a roundabout. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to destroy some businesses here, but I think it's all in the name of improvement. So there we are. We have a basic roundabout, and along with it, I'm going to go ahead and add a asymmetrical medium-sized road. So I'm going to upgrade this road here. Oh, I think I have two nodes that are just a little too close to each other. Yeah, that appears to be the case. So essentially, I am going to add a few lanes in each direction. So you'll have 3 lanes going in towards downtown and 2 lanes going back into the suburbs. And the reason why I'm doing that is this 4-lane road here has 2 lanes. I don't think any more than that is really necessary, as long as we can get traffic actually flowing a bit better. So because we have 3 lanes coming in this direction, so this middle lane here, yeah, so this outer lane goes straight, and then the 2 inner lanes go towards this area here. I think I might actually convert this into a 4-lane road for a short distance. Maybe, well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to bring it all the way here. Oh, well, I guess I have some infrastructure in the way here. Maybe just leaving it as is the right call. So then this middle lane here can either go right or keep going around the circle. Just like this. All right, guys. So we're gonna see if we can turn this traffic situation around. And it looks like it's already a bit of an improvement. Now, I think the main issue was the light here that used to be here was holding up traffic just a bit too long, allowing it to pile up a fair bit. But now traffic is just going to be a steady stream. So we're going to see if that makes a difference. Now, over here, this whole interchange, I think, is going to have to go just because there's too short of a distance between like these exits all merging together and this light. So let's say traffic is coming in from this exit. If they want to turn left, like this guy is trying to do, well, then you got to block traffic, and you know, there's just not enough room to properly get into that left lane to get out of here. So this is going to be a bit of a project here. I might have to divide this interchange in two, maybe have like the incoming lanes connect over here, and then the outgoing lanes over in this, in another section maybe. But anyways, I think I'm gonna hold off on this for now. I might get back to this interchange a bit later in this episode, because I want to focus on this situation over here that is always a problem. So of course, Quincy Harbor is an important, very vital city on this map because we have so much important industries. You know, we have an oil refinery along with a bunch of oil fields. We have a major cargo hub, a train terminal over here, along with a bunch of just generic industries, a recycling center. So anyways, we have a ton of industries here in Quincy Harbor, and all of these industries are serviced by one road, Evergreen Street. It's just a simple old 2-lane road, and as you can see, it is just backed up almost all the way through. And this interchange over here, this little intersection, is notoriously bad. This one as well. There's not a time of day that it is not congested, and a lot of that congestion is coming from the highway. So we have two separate highways that are merging together here, and then a very short distance later, all of that traffic is trying to merge off of the highway to come into town. So I think one thing that we might be able to do here is simply add a roundabout so we can get this traffic flowing nice and smoothly. Another thing might be to widen this road that is going over the highway. I think I might try to do that, and possibly widen a section of Evergreen Street off in this direction as well. Now I gotta say, guys, I didn't quite plan this video out completely, so I'm still gonna have to spend some time figuring out all of the best solutions for our situation here. So I'm gonna start by widening our overpass if I can. So we're gonna do a little something like this. Is this even possible? Yeah, it looks like it is. There, let's do that. So then we'll have 3 lanes in this direction, as I feel like traffic is getting bottled up here there, so that extra lane is gonna help us out. And then I'll do another asymmetrical road off in this direction as well. And you know what? I think this area calls for a roundabout. Maybe not a massive one, but probably one like this. Woo, that makes for a pretty steep slope. Actually, you know what? I think I have room. Oh, Okay, I uninstalled all my mods, guys, for Bixton. I wanted Bixton to remain pure of any mods. So I was gonna use Move It, but unfortunately I uninstalled it. So we're just gonna have to deal with this very steep road. Oh geez, okay. Maybe this roundabout is a little too small for the amount of lanes that we have. I think that is what the issue is right now. You know what? I think maybe... I think we're gonna have to remain with a light here, guys. Just with the sheer amount of traffic that is coming through here. I think a light is the right call. Because roundabouts are fine most of the time, but when they fail pretty hard, and I think that one was bound to fail. So what I'll do instead is I am just going to... Actually, can I upgrade like this entire section of road? It's probably not necessary to do the whole road, maybe up until like here. Yeah, that's probably fine. I think traffic sort of tapers off over here, so we'll see if these extra lanes help out. Now, I think another problem seems to be this merge here. And ever since City Skylines came out, it's become pretty apparent that traffic struggles to merge. Like, look at this. Like, nothing is moving in these lanes. Like, I mean, this section of highway is not really a problem. There's never a ton of traffic coming along this stretch of road. But this stretch of road here is always full. So, I don't know, guys, if there's any amount of lane fixing that is going to fix this intersection, because you can see that traffic is just randomly trying to change lanes here. Like, there's not really a reason for a bottleneck. Now, what I might want to do actually is, instead of losing a lane here, I'm going to upgrade this into a 3-lane, and then I'm going to ooh, that's a little bit risky. What if I do this instead? There, that's better. So now we don't lose a lane of traffic. Let me just, I'm gonna fix this on-ramp. So you want to apply lane mathematics as much as possible. So instead of losing another lane to this exit, traffic can either just go straight or take the exit. And now the traffic that is merging onto the highway from here, they don't have to like merge twice to keep going. They just have to switch lanes once, and then they can either go straight or take this off ramp. And the same logic applies to over here. So I think a lot of the problem was the vehicles in this lane were being forced into the middle lane, otherwise they would take this off ramp. So now they have the choice of just keeping straight or taking the exit. So maybe with that simple fix, we can at least lower the amount of traffic that's coming through here. And here's another thing that I'm going to try to do. So we barely have any traffic that is exiting the city in this direction. All of the traffic seems to be going into Quincy Harbor. So I think what I'll do is upgrade this to a 4-lane highway. Yeah, so I'm gonna upgrade this to a 4-lane highway, and then this is going to become a 3-lane. Up until here. So that should give traffic enough time to merge into this 2-lane. and then carry on. So I'm gonna keep going here with my new 4-lane. Honestly, I can just keep it running until, well, I'll have to figure out what goes on here. Maybe I'll do a 3-lane. And then I'll do a 4-lane from this point on. And I'll just pause the game real quick to fix my on-ramp. There, that looks better. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Did I reverse? Oh, gee, I reversed this entire stretch of highway, guys. I did not realize I did that. Oops. Well, I just instantly fixed traffic. Look at that. Oh my god, we have a big accident over here. Yeah, that's sure to help the traffic situation in this area. There, and bridges tend to do this sometimes, so you gotta just scooch them over. Boop, just a little bit. There we go, guys. Well, look at that. Look at that, we just instantly cleared all the traffic. Oh my god. Now, I think that can be attributed to just reversing the flow of traffic. That probably had something to do with it. But we'll be able to see how these fixes hold up over time. Now, over here, what's going on? Let's take a look. You know, we still have a ton of traffic. Oh my god, this line is an issue. And I think in this situation, guys, it's just a matter of more lanes. So I'm going to sacrifice a few key industries, and I am going to upgrade. Uh-oh, this isn't quite working out. Oh, I got some power poles in the way. Oh, that's too bad. Well, here, let me get as far as I can. So I can get up to here. So unfortunately, I had to destroy a lot of waterfront businesses. Honestly, you know what? I think I'm gonna remove some of these zones to reclaim some nature. You know, this will be like a nice, well, I guess somewhat nice oceanside drive. And let's pause the game here before things get out of hand. And I am simply going to move these power lines. And can I get this to work? Oh no, it's overlapping the refinery, but I think I can simply reconnect these just like so. Yeah, that's just as good. And well, this building unfortunately is gonna have to go. I'll rezone it here so it works. Oh crap, I removed a little section of road, didn't I? Yeah. To be honest, that's probably okay. So now the way into the refinery is you got to go up this road and then down this road and you're there. So then there's one less intersection here that's kind of clogging up the main road. So let's try that. And am I going to be able to make this work? I don't think so because I kind of messed everything up here. Here, I'm going to delete this. And then do this. And then do that. Bam. There we go, guys. Let's hope that these extra lanes are gonna fix some of our issues, at least. Oh, see, I wish that there was like some lane management tools. I hope it's coming in the future because it would be cool if this was like a right turn only lane and then these two lanes would go straight or left. because it seems like it's all wrong here in this intersection. Now, evidently, most of the traffic that's coming through this road is going in this direction. It's going towards Bixton or, you know, to the outskirts of the map. So unfortunately, they have to cross this intersection over here. There's no way around it. I'm wondering if there's any way that I can make like sort of slip lane or something like that. It'd be very useful. But you know what? I think these extra lanes here are actually helping. It's at least kind of concentrating a lot more traffic to a smaller area. So, you know, traffic is no longer backed up all the way through this industrial zone. You can see that the only affected area is maybe like between this interchange and the train tracks over here, which are kind of a problem in themselves because they're blocking all of this traffic. And this is, well, yeah, it is the main line. But I don't know, it's never really appeared to be that much of a problem. There's only a couple trains here coming through and that's it. But wow, guys, look at this. This stretch of highway is pretty well cleared. Now, unfortunately, we have this accident to tend to. I think this was the same one as earlier. Yeah, this stretch of highway going in this direction was always a little bit less of an issue. Oh my god, what's going on here? Oh my god, it's not even rush hour. But everybody's coming home from work at the same time, it looks like. And you know what, guys? I think it's time that we fix this interchange. Like, this interchange is just, it doesn't have the capacity to deal with this much traffic. Let's spend some time upgrading it. And by upgrading it, I am going to completely remove it and replace it with a much more efficient and higher capacity interchange. So I am going to start by adding a lane. So we're gonna have 4 lanes going in this direction. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping here. Just like so. And I'm gonna do 4 lanes. And then instead of having 1 lane exiting the highway, we are going to have 2. All right, so let's do let's do a little something like this. So we'll go up to 10 meters. Actually, can I get this to fit? Yeah, that would look awesome. There we go. And we'll connect this all together just like this. And that actually looks beautiful. Now, what are we gonna do about these 2 lanes? Or this exit? Well, I think I'm going to do something a little unconventional here. We're going to have... no. Okay, guys, I think I got myself sorted. So what's going to happen here is we are going to have 2 outbound lanes going off in this direction. Here, let's get ourselves all situated here. So this is going to merge together just like this. And then we'll have these 2 lanes coming out and connecting to here. All right. And it's a shame that I don't have move it right now because I could easily fix this, but it looks like we're just gonna have to maybe use the slope tool actually. I think this calls for the slope tool. So let's do from this altitude all the way to up here, and let's do a smooth transition. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I think that should work. So let's go all the way down to 0 meters. And let's do this. Actually, let's keep going at 180 degrees. I think it'll end up at around here. So I'm gonna do a little turn around here so I can downgrade this to a 2-lane. All right, guys, so we have a off-ramp here heading in this direction. It is already getting quite congested. And then we have an on-ramp coming over here. Now, the problem is traffic that is coming from this direction cannot join this road anymore. So what I'm gonna do as a solution is I'm actually gonna build an off-ramp over here somewhere, a bit farther up the road, so then we don't have, like, you know, 4 or 5 different exits kind of conglomerating to one junction. So what I'll do here is simply build an exit that will be quite long, I think, as it has to make its way to the same elevation as our road up here. So I'm gonna do this, and maybe for a little bit of extra efficiency, I'll add an exit lane like this. There. Now that still leaves an issue. What if traffic wants to go from the suburbs, or whatever you want to call it, out to Quincy Harbor? Well, I think what I'm gonna have to do is maybe make an overpass from here that will go over all of this. I guess I gotta make sure that I make it high enough. Yeah, and then it's gonna make its way back down to you know, an interchange has to function well, but it's also got to look good, right? So you gotta watch how you make your off ramps and on ramps, you know. All right, this is what we're gonna do, guys. So this on-ramp is going to fly over everything else that we've constructed over here. So we're gonna loop it around just like so. Now, not only is it important to have good functioning interchanges, but it's also important to have good looking interchanges. So you wanna have nice smooth slopes just like this, and then what's going to happen over here is we're going to have our very first 5-lane section of highway right over here. Of course, applying lane mathematics, where this on-ramp will merge onto over here. Wow, that actually looks pretty cool. So we have like this land-based off-ramp, but then we have a bridge-based on-ramp over here. And it's a shame I don't have move it, because I think it needs some subtle adjustments in some areas, but you know what? I think this will do for the time being. And another issue. Oh, okay, cool. We have finally this accident that's been cleared up. Oh, God. All right. Oh, now we have some issues going in this direction. Okay. You know, I think this 2-lane is just not cutting it, guys. You know, we have another suicide crazy merge here. I think I am going to downgrade this to a 1-laner. I think that's what makes the most sense here. So let's do that. And I'm also going to upgrade this into a 4-lane that's going to merge into a 3, or actually, you know what? Might as well just keep this 4 lane the whole way. Plenty of room to merge between these 2 exits. And then I'm going to upgrade this to a 3 lane. There we go. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. There. Oh, geez. I just made a lot of traffic disappear. So I guess there's your solution, guys. Just reverse the flow of traffic for a second. Instant fix. And there we have it. So I more or less did the same thing, I guess. Like, this interchange is kind of, it has a very similar function, except I kind of more efficiently built it. So now, I mean, you can take one of these 2 lanes, depending if you want to turn left, right, or go straight ahead. And oh my god, guys, over here, this interchange, it's completely bare. This is absolutely amazing. And you know what? I just got an idea. I think this is going to improve the efficiency of this stretch of road even more. Now, how would I do this? I would go into my buses, one-way public transportation line, and I believe I can add a bus lane. Oh, yes! Look at that. Wonderful. So I'm going to add a short bus lane along this 3rd lane here. And that should greatly improve the efficiency of that stretch of road. But look at this, guys. Oh my, I can't actually believe this, because this intersection here was just always clogged up. There was never a time where this road was empty. And look at it now. There's just a smooth flow of traffic. Traffic is coming and going as it pleases. You know, we don't have any lights here kind of dictating how much traffic flows through here. Now, over here now is a different problem. But it's actually not that bad. Because when this was a 1-laner, traffic would back up all the way up this highway. And now it's not too much of an issue. So this highway is as busy as ever, but it's flowing nice and smoothly. We don't have any bottlenecks. Well, maybe over here, but this is because traffic can't merge. You know what, guys? Like, these suicide merge lanes here are not the way to go in City Skylines, I think. I think I'm going to eliminate it here. So we've got 3 lanes. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this to a 5-lane stretch of road if possible. It doesn't look like it is. Let me pause the game real quick here because I'm going to have to rebuild this overpass. So let's upgrade this to 5 lanes wide. You know what? I'm going to do 5 lanes up until this bridge. And then we're going to do 4 lanes for some distance before this exit takes away a lane. I'm going to try to build this as smooth as I can. There. So that will hopefully fix traffic. Oops, I almost forgot my overpass. Uh-oh. Is this not gonna work anymore? Oh no, guys. I think things are just too close together. Because I can build... Yeah. Here, I'm gonna delete this, delete this. Oh no, I can't even make this a continuous bridge. What? Oh, yes, I can. Okay, let's bring this up to here and then merge this together, and then we'll rebuild this little stretch of road right here. Bam, there we go. Yeah, I think this is going to improve efficiency a little bit, because then we don't have like 2 lanes merging into one another. Or maybe we'll just push the problem a little bit down the road where, you know, drivers are going to be forced to merge over here, but we shall see. So I'm just going to scooch this bridge over a little bit, and we'll check on this area in just a moment to see how it's holding up. But wow, guys, look at that. With these upgrades that we've done over here in Quincy Harbor, this whole area has been quite cleaned up a lot. That is amazing. And then over here seems to be functioning pretty good. Nice. Now, with all these road upgrades that we've made this episode, we also have to consider that public transportation might have a factor in the level of traffic throughout the city. And if I look at my public transportation info view, you'll notice that we have no public transportation options except taxis in the whole western side of Bixton. And that's a huge problem because it's going to make this area super car dependent. And there's not going to be a whole lot of options other than to drive for these people. So over here we have our purple line that you've seen a bit earlier in this episode. It seems to be functioning quite well, but the line is already quite long. It stretches all the way from downtown, from Mountainside all the way to well, this area over here. So I think what I'm going to do is extend this line to go all throughout this neighborhood. So I'm going to go into my bus menu here, and we're going to plop a bunch of bus stops. And I think I'm just going to keep things simple and extend this line along this main road here. So we have this sort of arterial road that goes all the way from one side to another of this neighborhood. So we're going to bring it all the way over here, and you know what? I think I'm going to make a loop just like this, just so we can pass in front of the school before going back along the same road to where the route is right now. There we go. So now I think if I just drag and drop this line, I'm going to pause the game real quick. Sometimes I forget that public transportation just works better when the game is paused. There, so I'm basically just going to drag and drop this line so it connects all of these bus stops together. Just going to keep going here. Oh, why is it? Oh, it's because I have a waypoint here and another one here. Bam! There we go, guys. Excellent. You know what? I could use another stop over here, I think. Yeah, we do have this dedicated bus lane, so may as well use it, right? There we are. Okay. So now we have this main line running along here, and I think that should be good. I was thinking, oh, maybe I could use another bus line that's parallel to the purple one over here, but this is all farmland, and there's not many houses along the water here anyway. It's not much of a walk to go to one of these bus stops over here. So I think this should do it. This main line here runs all the way from the edge of the map all the way to Mountainside. Now the last thing I want to do for this line is make sure that we have enough buses to service the entire line. Is this the one in question that I'm looking for? Yes, it appears to be. 4 vehicles. I think I should up this to like 6. And that should be enough for this whole line. So theoretically, now that we have this bus line set up, it should, in theory, reduce the amount of cars that are going to be funneled through this road here. It's gonna make this neighborhood a little bit less car dependent. Now, I guess the second thing that I could maybe look into is plopping a taxi depot here because, holy crap, we have a ton of taxis. But yeah, a taxi depot is just going to enable taxis to spawn from here, I believe. So I'm gonna sacrifice a few homes here and plop a taxi depot. And let's do a dispatch center. So then taxis are able to pretty much go anywhere and not necessarily to a taxi stand. And you know what? May as well just plop a garage because of the sheer amount of taxis that are in the area. I think a garage, maybe even 2, would be a sensible upgrade. All right, so that's all the time that I wanted to spend over in this part of town as this area, you know, sort of works its magic. We're gonna go on over to the other side of town where I want to address an issue that I raised in the last episode, and it is this road over here. So Anchor Street. Now, it doesn't seem to be much of an issue right now, but the last time that I was in this area, everything was just backed up here because we have a main arterial 4-lane road running right through downtown Les Deux Lacs that connects up to a little 2-lane road, which makes its way to the highway. And of course, we're just asking for trouble here. But I think the simplest solution in this case is going to be simply extending this 4-lane road a bit farther down the line. And I am going to connect it to the highway over here. So we're just going to build another interchange. Now, as we are fairly close to this Cloverleaf interchange, I'm going to make a Parklow interchange over here. Nope, I think we have to go a bit higher than that. Probably to about this height. Is that going to be high enough for an overpass? I might even have to go a bit higher. That's probably too high. Well, we're on a hill, so let's see what we can do here. So I am going to do this in a straight line, keep things simple. And then our Parklow will be on this side of the road. Maybe I kind of screwed myself over. Am I going to be able to upgrade to a 3-laner here? Yes. And then same thing on the other side. Okay. I think I'm pretty well set up here for my loops. All right, there we go, guys. So may as well connect up these two roads together, just like so. And that should solve, at least partially, the traffic that was backed up on Anchor Street, which doesn't appear to be a problem anymore. Just before starting this episode, like, everything was just clogged up here. So maybe I'll have to resort to widening this road, but I think for now it works. Okay, well, guys, let's take a quick look at our traffic info view here one more time, specifically in this area here. You know, everything is kind of marked as red in a lot of these sections, but what we should be really taking a look at is traffic volume as well. So, of course, we're dealing with a ton of volume here, but I don't know. I think it seems to be chugging along fairly well. We're not seeing any bumper-to-bumper traffic. You know, traffic seems to be quite well spaced out, which signifies that it is moving. Albeit at a slow pace, but that's okay, right? Because moving at any speed at all is better than not moving at all. But isn't this cool to see, guys? Just like all the lanes being used after years and years of just like one lane usage in City Skylines 1. It's finally fun to see all the lanes being used. But yeah, guys, wow, I'm actually really impressed. You know, to be honest, I didn't think that this episode was going to go quite as smooth. Although I'm sure you guys are going to have some feedback for me after watching this episode. But I'm always here for it. If you guys have any extra tips or anything that I should do to fix traffic further, any things that I should have done, feel free to let me know down in the comments. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. I think we did a fair job at addressing the worst of Bixton's traffic. Now, over here in downtown, if we take a look, you know, things are not looking too bad. There's no real large congested areas. I guess this stretch of this highway can be quite bad at times. You know, it's 4 o'clock. Rush hour is just around the corner, so I might skip ahead and see how this these new upgrades fare as rush hour rolls around the corner. But I think for now we're in good shape, guys. Even let's go check over here in Auburn to see how this new interchange is doing. As you can see, things are cleared up quite well over here. I remember last episode, or maybe it was the one before that, where even after doing all of these upgrades, this interchange was quite messed up. But that was simply because there was an emergency somewhere in town and everybody was making their way over to these small emergency shelters. So like the entire city was crossing the bridge into this interchange. But that's no longer the case, and everything is honky-dory over here. Oh, what's going on here? We have a little bit of a backup, but you know what? It's not backed up onto the highway, so I wouldn't necessarily call this a major issue. But there we go, guys. I think that will do for this episode. Alright, guys, so that will be it for this episode. I'm not really sure what we'll get into in the next episode, but I'm sure it will be just as exciting. So I thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. Also, feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And certainly don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified of future uploads. Until the next episode, guys, take care.